My name's Adam. I'm Gary's Pickles, and I'm a paramedic at New Paltz Rescue. I started selling pickles when I was 15. Gary needed help with a festival, and my father and Gary grown up together, so I got the job. I kept going week after week, and then eventually Gary got sick and passed away, and my father and I started to run the business from there. Recently, in the last 3 years or so, I've kind of taken over as the everyday running of Gary's Pickles. Pickles has been going on for so long in my life. It's just a staple that's there. My father is, well, he's getting up there in age. And so I could see that he was needing a break. And I had saved some money from the various jobs I've been working and just kind of said, all right, I can manage this. Yeah, I spent one season kind of running it through. And then the next year I opened the store in town.
Welcome to Gary's Pickles, come on in. So it's a pretty small operation. As soon as you walk in, you can get to see most of our product. We pack it from the barrels as is, and then we have some specialty items. And our action area over there, where we do most of the mixing up and stuff like that. What you see is kind of what you get. So I met Adam a long time ago. We were working in a private ambulance company together. We were both EMTs at the time. He just asked me one day, he was like, want to help me sell pickles? And I was like, who buys pickles like that? I was like, what are you talking about? I just love the process of it, and especially love that it's like such a simple recipe. It's saltwater brine, so it's different than your grocery store pickles are gonna be vinegar for sure, and then a lot of other preservatives. These, I mean, it's just salt water and spices, and that's what does everything for it. It's kind of a fermentation process, but like similar to what a kimchi goes through. And there's like a wide variety. You can do spicy pickles, you can do sweet pickles, you could do sour pickles.
I'm sure some of it has to do with, my father and Gary, and, that it is like this heirloom. My biggest motivator for doing it correctly is the customers. We have customers who have been buying pickles longer than I've been alive, which is a testament to this brand.
If you go to the Garlic Festival out in Saugerties or the Pickle Festival over here and see us, there's lines of people out there. And it's not only that, they're waiting hours to buy pickles.
When the Middletown Flea Market closed, we got emails all day about how to buy the pickles. If you can find any of the old Gary's Pickles customers, they'll remember we used to meet behind the van, pickles out of the van. It was mad sus. But yeah, that worked for a little while, and that's why we opened the store, was mostly just to provide the customers with a place where they can get the pickles year round. Everybody knows the Pickle Man. I feel like a celebrity. It's wonderful. Nobody wants to know paramedics, but man, when they recognize you, it's cool. So my mother was a paramedic, and I always thought that was pretty interesting, so I took the EMT class one day, and I've continued to do it now up to a paramedic level, working in my community. I took my first EMT program in 2007, so I've been at this for, 18 years. So obviously this is the bay where we keep all the equipment, but we got way more. There's just stuff everywhere. As you can see, people run out the door quickly here. In the town, our goal is from dispatch to arrival within 9 minutes. The furthest part of our district to the hospital is 55 minutes. After I became a paramedic, I decided I was done with ambulances, which is a really weird career choice. But we had just come out of the pandemic, and things were not fun on ambulances. I was living in this little town called Piermont. And Piermont had a fire department, but they also had a dive team. We were divers on the Hudson River, pretty much covered from the Tappan Zee Bridge to the George Washington Bridge. We would go by boat to points of access and have to kind of scurry up these rock slides, basically, until we got to our patient. From there, we would assess and treat the patient, and package them for transport, which would often look like a team of people carrying them down a mountain. It certainly takes a matter of grit and determination to be a diver. The reason I do it is, I enjoy helping people. I'm really good at it. I have an opportunity to do it in stressful and unique ways, and it's constantly challenging, it's constantly new.
But second, there was a small irony in all the vocal appreciation that took place last year, as this EMT that we featured pointed out.
Right now, I'm doing all of this with no health insurance. The job doesn't offer it. If I get sick and, I go get tested positive, I can't go to the hospital. People come out and they show us the support, and I love it. I've eaten so much pizza in the last 2 weeks. It's been great. I don't need pizza. I need to be able to pay my bills.
Working through the pandemic was awful. We would go to work. You go to work Monday morning and you come home Friday night. It was no joke. As a group, EMS, the providers on ambulances were kind of like just tossed out there saying, you're essential, you need to be here, you need to keep working. But our hands are tied. We had a massive increase in workload and call volume. There's so little you can do. When the hospitals are full of sick people, they can't take any more sick people. A lot of people left during that time. We were in a place where leadership didn't know what to do. And so it felt very much like you were left on your own. Yeah, drugs and alcohol made it easy for a while. And it was commonplace that, a bunch of ambulance workers would get together and have a couple of drinks once in a while. Then I just kind of took it too far, and I kept doing it, even when there was no one else around. You realize that's a Band-Aid on a bullet hole, and it won't hold for very long. Seeing the toll it puts on your mind, your body, your everything, the stress in your family, your life. When I was working down in Havistra, there was an altercation between a man and a family, and he drove over the entire family. Yeah, he killed the pregnant mother. 3 of the kids got hurt. I think Dad had a broken arm, and we were the first one there. We set up our MCI protocols, and wow, yeah, I think it was 6 or 7 patients. If you're smart, you take advantage of the support groups out of there. There are resources to cope with these kind of things. Luckily, when you do this, you become really close with everyone you work with. And we've all been in something like that. But yeah, it's not something you can handle alone. I did this all day, every day for years and years and years. So getting away from it and being in Gary's Pickles and being able to see that the world is not just disasters, but there's so much more to it. Yeah, it certainly helps as a distractor. I met a girl, the best story in the world. She lived in New Paltz. We hit it off pretty good. Eventually, when I moved in with her and she has a 7-year-old son, being hungover wasn't an option. Being drunk wasn't an option. It's just, life is so much happier. I bought a house. We have a baby on the way. Yeah, this summer, our little gherkin will be here. Debbie is an amazing partner, so she can step up and take over things when I can't. The beauty of being the pickle man is I have flexibility. I can make sure that I can put the family first. I'm blessed. 4 days a week, I can put my kid on the bus to go to school. I can go to his basketball games, his soccer games. I can be a part of this family without having to murder myself working for someone else. I make some of the coolest sacrifices in the world, and I get some of the coolest results out of it. I don't know anybody else who lives a life like mine. I guess we kind of hit that all-American dream. I just need to build a picket fence.